Hello and welcome back. I just wanted to say that for a second. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Nerds Vote stream, the Vote stream. Did I get that right? I did. I'm Courtney Taylor. I'm one of the co-founders of NerdsVote. And if you've been hanging with us today, thank you so much. And if you're just joining us, we have been streaming all day, doing different segments, trying to just get people educated, excited, registered, and ready to get out there and vote in November. Just a little bit about us here at NerdsVote. It's nerdsvote.com. We are a nonpartisan group. Our mission is to get cosplayers, congoers, gamers, and pop culture fans of all stripes involved in American democracy by voting. How do we do that? We mobilize our notable nerds, several of which we will have playing a tabletop RPG today with you, alongside you all. We mobilize our notable nerds to share with their fans the importance of voting in local and national elections in every cycle. We signal boost info on registering to vote, voting by mail, and protecting our ability to cast votes via social media platforms and in-person and digital appearances. So you may see some of our notable nerds at different conventions around town, like say a Star Trek convention in Las Vegas, or your local Comic-Con. And we also offer exclusive merchandise like this Nerds Vote shirt that I'm wearing, that billboard and benefit our mission, which is to get everyone registered and ready to vote in every election, every time. So not going to get too deep into that right now, but you can go to nerdsvote.com and you can get all the merch. You can register to vote. You can check your registration and make sure it's current and that you have not been purged. And if you are under 18, you can go and take the pledge to vote once you turn 18. Also, you can look at our beautiful Notable Nerds section and see where your favorite people are on this lovely page, and then see their social media and go and follow them as well as us. That being said, thank you very much for joining us. I'm very excited. We are going to play a tabletop RPG game that is written by the fabulous Jason Michael Snow, who could not be here tonight. But thank you, Jason, wherever you are. Really appreciate you writing this, especially for Nerds Vote. We've got some amazing players to join us tonight, and I'm just going to rattle them off, introduce them in no particular order. Y'all can unmute yourselves and join in as I read along, because their credits are so insanely long. I had to have them all written down. First, we have Anna Brisbin. Anna is a voice actor heard in games such as Guilty Gear Strive, Bayonetta 3, and a little game you may have heard of called God of War Ragnarok. She's a YouTuber heard doing hundreds upon hundreds of voice impressions as Brizzy's Voices, and a TTRPG player heard on various shows such as Cast Party, a D&D podcast. Say hello to Anna Brisbin.
Hi, hi, hi.
Oh, cute. Is there anything you want to pimp for us today before we get started?
I stream on this website too. Brizzy Voices, twitch.tv/Brizzy Voices.
And that's BRIZZY.
That's why this room is too colorful.
And I love your wings. Thank you so much for dressing the part, I hope. We'll see what you are today. I'm very excited to follow along. We also have the lovely Todd Stashwick. You may know him as he actors in shows like Star Trek Picard as Captain Liam Shaw. You may remember him in 12 Monkeys as Theodore Deacon. He's also a writer-man, writing Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, Frog Corps, Dungeon Master, and he is a sexy half-elf sorcerer scoundrel.
You put in sexy. That's purely editorial.
No.
I don't think I wrote sexy.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that, and I'm not gonna shy away from it. But thanks for having me. It's exciting to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm super excited that you're joining us from your nerd lair. It is just as exciting as it has been on all of our other times that we've been together.
It's a thing.
We tried to actually get him to look at that. Wow. We call that nerd goals.
Love it.
Nerd goals.
I am spending my adult life living the childhood of my dreams. So.
Love it.
So good. So good. All the way from beautiful Hawaii, we have the amazing Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. She is a voice actress, a singer, a director. She voiced the amazing Governor Price in Star Wars Rebels, Major Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, Julia, Cowboy Bebop, and she's also Zara on a little group show called Critical Role. Welcome. Yes. We have a special guest in the background.
Aloha, and this is Chewy. We got Chewy on May the 4th, and she's in heat. So we abandoned the diapers, 2 diapers in, and it was about 5 minutes of trying the diapers. So we're just cleaning the house a lot. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, Court. And I've got my NerdsVote shirt that Tex Hammond designed for us 3 million years ago. And it's just so happy to be here. And the only thing I have to plug is Legend of Vox Machina, which I'm the voice director on. And I also play Zara on, is season 3 comes out October 3rd. So gird your loins.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Love it. Todd, did you have anything that you wanted to any appearances or anything? I'm sorry.
It's Hobbit's, it's Hobbit Day.
It's Hobbit Day. That's a wonderful.
Today
Happy birthday,
is Bilbo's and Frodo's birthday, so I'm representing.
Second day for everyone.
Beyond that, I would be if you're in Chicago, and then trek New Jersey and down. Yeah.
So all the Star Trek conventions is what you're saying. Uh-oh, we got some freezing.
You are frozen, but you look definitely like you are running for office.
That's right.
Like a sexy sorcerer, for sure.
Sexy sorcerer.
There you go.
We're better. We're good. I did to switch to the good thing. Anything else that I'm plugging? We're still taking late pledges for the Progcore Dark Age of Fear. If you go to progcorefantasy.com, it is a multimedia project. It's an animation. It is a book. It is a soundtrack. It is an actual play.
It's a dessert topping.
It's a dessert topping.
Floor wax.
It's
soaking in it.
It's a multimedia project, and we're still taking late pledges for that. We funded, but the doors are still open if you want to throw money at our faces.
Yeah. I want to throw money at your face for sure.
I'll take it like a stripper.
Yes. Speaking of, just kidding, Vanessa Marshall. I love you so much. Ooh, only because it's Vanessa Marshall. Vanessa Marshall is here with us. So excited. She is our TTRPG virgin. Well, this version of
Let's go.
Vanessa has been doing this forever, you guys. She's Hera in Star Wars Rebels. She's Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. She's Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's freaking Shiva in Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, it goes on and on and on. She's also an avid gamer and has her own super cool Twitch stream, hashtag Women Crush Wednesdays on her channel, which is at Vanessa Marshall 1138. But she's going to plug that for you as well. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi. And if you tune in this Wednesday, guess who my special guest is promoting NerdsVote? Oh, Courtney Taylor. Yeah, y'all are welcome to join.
What are we doing?
Please do. We're playing What the Dub, and let's just pray it stays family friendly.
Well, that's not.
I don't know. I've just been called a stripper, so I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, well, there is also an actors video game strike going, so we're getting creative in the midst of that. So What the Dub is kind of a game, but not I don't know. Anyway, you're welcome to join. It'll be hilarious, I promise. And
I voted for Dance Dance Revolution. I lost.
Well, we're going to dance the entire time, though. And I have mullet wigs here. On my stream, I celebrate my 11th grade mullet.
Yes.
It is what happens when Vanessa
looks like
me.
this.
It is very big picture. It is the greatest thing.
It is.
I will
Corey
say that
Hart.
Like the amount of craftsmanship.
right?
Bro,
so
smooth. It was a cry for help that went unanswered.
I think it was answered.
Seagull's love letter. I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
It is
Anyway,
a Seagull's love letter.
We have lots of fun, and I support various charities, including NerdsVote. But every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, come join Women Crush Wednesday. Thank you.
All right. Next, we have the amazing writer, the amazing actor, actressant, Julie Nathanson. She has brought to life numerous iconic roles, such as Samantha Maximus in the Call of Duty franchise video games. She is Ankh in Star Wars Outlaws. She is Briar in League of Legends, and she is Aphrodite and the Sphinx on Netflix's Blood of Zeus, which is coming back for a third season. So do make sure that you join us for that. Also, if you have been paying attention on the stream, she also adapted the script that we did for the animated voices in Wonderland, which was our last segment. You can catch up with it later. But so unbelievably talented. I love her so much. Julie Nathanson.
Thanks. You're biased because you're my friend, but I love you.
And I made you work for all of this stuff. So yes, she got.
I love that you say that. I had to keep reminding Courtney, like, this is not something she's asking a friend to do for her. Like, your whole mission is to help people who have the right to vote exercise their right to vote. That is a service. So you invited all of us to take part in this service that you allow all of us to help you provide to the world. So thank you. And I know everybody here, we're here to play and have fun, but it's also a really beautiful thing that you do. And thank you for doing it, Court.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to plug besides me?
Oh my.
It's real early in the game for this. So I will just say that I don't do a lot of signings, but my Streamily shop is currently open because I'm doing a signing with Streamily on October 5th at 1 p.m. So if you want to come hang out live stream, I'm signing lots of prints of lots of cool characters, stuff that I haven't had in there before, a couple of nice metal prints in there. So that's a new thing. And I don't know, there's just all sorts of wonderful projects that are coming out. I haven't even had a chance to announce it yet, but the new season of Hot Wheels Let's Race, which is the mom of a boy who loved all of his Hot Wheels, like, is the coolest thing in the world to me. I play Cruz in the new season, and she's a cool racer. And I know it's a little different from, like, Badass Briar or Samantha Maxis, but it makes my heart happy because my kid used to just love all the Hot Wheels stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I know.
My kid still does it. He's 27.
True story. The first night that I went out to dinner with Julie and her kid raced their Hot Wheels into a rosemary bush that was quite impressive, and we spent some time.
It was quite a thicket.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yes.
It was.
Courtney dove into the thicket and she rescued the Hot Wheel, and so my child has always loved her ever since.
It's Mooch. It's Mooch. He does it to everybody to just see if they'll actually do it. And I was the only one dumb enough to jump into the bush and get him back his car.
That's right.
Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for being here as well all day with us, Julie. You're awesome. And I'm very, very excited, you guys, because I have hung out with everybody on this stream except for our GM, the unbelievably talented and super famous Denver-based YouTuber, cosplayer, and game writer who lives and breathes Dungeons and Dragons. We have Jenny D. And on YouTube, she guides 700,000 fans through role-playing. So wow. You guys are in good hands tonight. DMing or GMing, I don't know the term. Everyone keeps changing it on me. And enforcing tabletop etiquette with creative videos featuring music, comedy, and in-character role play. She was also a player in the official Lego D&D game and acted as the D&D host for 2022's Wizards Presents event. In addition to publishing her own adventures for D&D, her writing is featured in publications from Steamforged Games, Ghostfire Gaming, and more. Our very own, now she's our very own, Ginny D.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here. It's so crazy because I feel like, like a little kid playing dress up with all of the real actors. So it's just very exciting to get to be here with all of you guys, and hopefully we're gonna have a great time playing. Also, man, I was really hoping I'd actually be at 700 before that was said out loud, but I'm still like 228 subscribers short. So don't call me out.
All
You
right,
guys,
NerdsVote, let's do it.
Yeah,
guys.
this is
Logging into my second account now.
I know.
Happen. Let's go.
Like everybody, get your parents, get your kids, get your neighbors. You got to do it.
Email.
And
become a telethon for your followers.
so guys, go to YouTube right now before we get started, and
Yes.
it's Ginny, GINNYDI. Okay, so
You're
by the time
welcome.
this is over, boom, 700,000. Boom, boom, boom.
If you're interested to learn how to DM, watch her videos.
Yeah.
Her
Thank you
videos.
so much.
I don't know where we are in the Brady Bunch squares.
I love that. I love that Ginny's doing this, which is like the universal sign for him smiling so much my face hurts.
Ah!
So it's great. It's very early in the game for that, and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's
Not even
gonna
in the game yet.
several
I'm
hours
in
of
the
smiling
game.
ahead of us.
Oh, it started an hour ago.
Yeah, we started.
Okay, well then I'm gonna
Oh,
shuffle off.
Todd,
Okay.
I never stopped playing.
I never stopped playing.
There it is.
Thank you
That's
guys.
a 28-year callback right
That is
there.
a 28-year callback, guys.
Wow.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off my screen, but I will stay here. I will have my audio off. You guys have the best freaking time. I'll be watching from the wings.
Okay.
Love you, Court.
Hey, Court, I love you.
Thank you, Courtney, for introducing everything. I guess that just leaves me with the responsibility of bringing us into the fantastical kingdom of Voteria. You all, as a party of friends, have lived your whole lives in the beautiful city of Corliac. And it was once a vibrant hub of trade, art, magic, and music. But unfortunately today, Corliac is in a much sorrier state than it once was. 31 years ago, during the last triennial election, you have elections every 3 years, because that's what you do in fantasy worlds, an evil sand dragon called Somnus laid a terrible curse over the city. It was called the apathagia. The townsfolk felt their energy and passion drained away from them and failed to elect their next protector. That was the last election that Corliac had. But it turns out that you and the other citizens of Corliac will not let go of your power so easily. And due to your sheer stubbornness, the grip of the apathagia is lifting. Whatever secret spirit inside of you has been fighting back against this beige fog in your mind has brought you here to the heart of Corliac, outside the town hall where the Council of Elders gathers. Anna, could you describe for me what we see when your character stands in the town square?
Oh, you see a woman standing a foot above most people, at least. A Goliath woman with black hair, shaved to the sides, braided down her back. 7 feet tall, probably. But wearing a pale rose-ish peasant dress and a big old belt just full of tools and bunch of pockets, an apron just full of pockets and knickknacks and doodads and snacks. And if you can see beneath the heads of the crowd, you can see a little big miniature ox that is white and comes up about to her waist in height.
Amazing.
And my name is Krava.
Excellent. And standing next to Krava, you're all in a little group together. Todd, do you want to tell us about how your character appears to the people around you?
People barely notice Cardamom Boolin Peck, a halfling, red hair, green overcoat, 3 feet tall. Essentially, if Bilbo actually was a burglar, but played by Susie Eddie Izzard. Very tired, very crafty, good at what they do, but attempts to be not noticed until they insist on being noticed.
Right now, do you insist on being noticed or no?
Do you notice me?
I don't think so.
There you go.
You guys probably have a lot to notice right now, including Julie. Do you want to describe your character for us?
Sure. I would very much love to. So my name is Rye the Risen. And I am an ancient sourdough starter who lives in a jar.
Julie. This is why you kept this a secret from us.
This is a really serious game, you guys.
I underfed you yesterday.
So that's the thing. So I was made by a very powerful wizard named Bramsey Sagespark. He dabbled in baking, and he ran out of flour and supplemented just the last few grams with a spell component. And this gave me sentience. And he tended to me with great care, and we were so close. And because I was in his presence, I absorbed so much. But there was one day that he didn't come to feed me, and I got very worried. And 2 days later, a local farmer gently opened my lid, and I just burst into tears. And I knew that Bramsey was dead. So since then, for an extremely long time, I've been kept alive by generations of farmers, all of whom know my secret. Not only am I sentient, but as Bramsey's literal fingerprints are all over me, I have been imbued with great power beyond even the ability to multiply and feed the world.
If we poke you in the belly, do you go?
The Pillsbury Doughboy and I had an argument a long time ago. We are not on speaking terms.
Get me to rip that open.
All right, and standing beside the jar of sentient sourdough starter, Mary, do you want to describe your character for us?
Yeah, my name's Sharaticus Thurp. You can call me Shur. I'm a mercenary. About 5'10", 220, brick shit house, basically. And my father, Harold, was to be the last hero chosen about 31 years ago. And he disappeared. Never found him. Don't know where he is. So I just became a mercenary because I figured that would give me the broadest reach in terms of trying to find him. But I'm just not that smart, so maybe I'm just been asking the wrong questions. I don't know.
Are you human?
I am. I'm half human, and I think my mum's uncle was elf, so I've got a bit of that in me. Yeah, you know, just sort of. I've been real affected by the beige. It's gotten in my brain. It's starting to clear. Maybe my questions will get better. I don't know. It's been a while. I'm got one of those ponytail mohawks down, red hair, and green snakeskin armor, pretty much. I don't know really. The beige has been awful.
It has been awful. Completing your circle of newly awakened adventurers, we have Vanessa. Do you want to describe your character for us?
Yeah, well, I'm Talaria Gardekis, and well, I'm an orc. I have severe underbite, as you do, and both sides of the head shaved. A bit of well, I appear to be a lot stronger than I actually am. I am a diplomat. Truth be told, I was born a runt of an orc tribe. A sorcerer may or may not have put a curse on me to be predestined to create peace on Earth, which is very much counter to what one assumes an orc would most likely do, especially with my hulking body. I also am a brick shithouse. I could lift you with one finger, but I have much ingenuity, and I could sell water to a drowning man or a dwarf. So be careful.
You are all collected together, probably for the first time all of you together since the apathagia struck your city. And for the first time in many, many years, your minds are completely clear. You suddenly remember and understand everything, how the city fell into despair, how the evil sand dragon Somnus seized control and became the tyrant who rules the city, how the people of Corliac were robbed of their power. And as this terrible realization settles in for all of you, a figure that many of you recognize approaches you. It is Bjorn Frostleaf, a towering Firbolg wizard with a stocky build and this riotous curly silver beard. He comes towards you at as fast a pace as his aging body can accomplish. You're awake! Thank the gods! The apathagia seems to be weakening. We have a rare window to act before Somnus notices. Come on, I know the beige has been all over you for so long, but we need to get to it.
What we do?
Well, of course, we have found the 4 champions for our newest election, but the people need to cast their votes. You must go to as many factions as you can and break them free of the curse so they can use their voices.
Right. How do we break the curse?
How we get clear? It just happened.
You know as much as I. But clearly, since you have found your way back to consciousness and out of the apathagia, you can surely help them, right?
Maybe it's contagious in the same way it contagious when it first spread. Maybe it's uncontagious.
An anti-contagion, an interesting concept.
I have a question. Mr. Frostleaf. How is it that you are also awakened? How long have you been alert, as it were?
Yes, only a matter of days. We've noticed that as the apathagia loosens its grasp on the city, some of us are surfacing more quickly than others. My hope is that due to your freedom and strength of will, you will be able to be a guiding light to the other factions.
Well, I am in a jar, but I do see what you're saying.
I'm only trying to pick his pockets to see if there's any magical items in them.
Okay, sure. Well, why don't you, we're going to call that, I'm going to say that is an ingenuity check.
Yeah, it would be. Does a 23 count?
Yeah, absolutely. You very easily get into his pockets. He's so old and stooped that like his robes are just hanging around him so loosely that he doesn't even notice.
So I'm just all hands.
You're right at pocket level. Yeah, you find like a couple of Werther's originals and like a pencil stub
and like a little maroon wrapper. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grandma's pockets. Anyway, look, so I got the candy. I've pocketed that. What else?
Yeah, there is also he has a pin that symbolizes his belonging to the Council of Elders.
This could come in handy.
Yeah, very official pin that he probably should keep a better eye on, really.
Yeah, clearly not. That's it?
Yeah, he hasn't got a ton in his pockets. He's just trying to get all the election stuff organized. Not an adventurer like you.
He's a wizard.
You take the Werthers from me.
I slip you a Werther's because of your coughing.
Oh, thank you, young man.
And then I sort of blend back.
When you pop the Werther's original into your mouth, you feel suddenly like maybe your own personal ingenuity might be a little stronger. You get a +1 to your ingenuity for the next.
Yeah, you do.
We're just gonna say for the next faction worth of time.
Wonderful, thank you. I appreciate it.
What's the name of? I'm sorry. I have. Go on. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
You have 2 more.
Yes, and then what is the name of the faction of the pin that I'm holding?
It is an Elder Council pin.
Elder Council. Right. Thank you.
Well,
as you were.
What are you waiting for? At 6 bells tonight, the top 2 candidates will debate and our new champion will be chosen. And only then can we defeat Somnus once and for all.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have one more question, if you don't mind. I've been here a very long time. I've seen quite a few elections in my day, more than I care to explain, and math is difficult. But it is always very important to be able to learn about the candidates before we go and vote or anything. Where can we educate ourselves about the candidates?
Certainly, yes. I will provide you with a copy of our Koliak Blue Book.
Oh, thank you.
You'll receive a blue tinted scroll of parchment that has listed for you the 4 champions. And they each have their own approach listed for how they want to deal with the issue of Somnus, the Sand Dragon. The first is Eloise, who is a bard. She wants to advocate for a diplomatic approach to the dragon. She wants to negotiate some sort of peaceful resolution, maybe figure out a dialogue to address any of the dragon's grievances and find a way that you can all coexist. There is Sir Reynard, the paladin. He is more direct and would like to protect the people from the dragon's threat by battle, by charging headfirst into battle and slaying it. There is also Gareth, the artificer. He wants to be strategic about this and thinks that if you can better develop the town's defenses, then maybe you'll be able to fend off the dragon's attacks and protect the town. And finally, there is Professor Lyra, who is a wizard. She is renowned and revered in academic and magical circles, and she believes that with her mastery of magic, she could take on the dragon and defeat it with her spellcasting prowess.
What's the last one again? I'm sorry.
Professor Lyra.
Professor Lyra. Also, let it be written, let it be said that it is pronounced artificer, like you said.
Yeah, every time people say artificer, I'm like,
Or artificer.
Right.
No.
Officer Artificer. Oh dear.
We dare start with the Merchants Guild. Start with the people. See how they feel.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You suggested that we start with a faction. I propose the Merchants Guild as one faction. Does that work?
Perfect.
Sounds fine.
Yes, well, they let in my ox.
Excellent. Yes.
My
And
ox
I look
allowed
over at the
inside.
jar of sourdough and go, let's quit loafing around.
Oh, thank you for rising to the occasion.
All right, well, you'd better get out of here before you make so many puns that you bring the apathagia back down upon us.
We're just getting warmed up.
It is best for me to be either carried or brought along by a little red wagon, or occasionally someone might.
I scoop up the jar and we're on our way.
I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Oh.
So you guys are headed to the Merchants Guild, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and none of you guys are from the Merchants Guild. So this is, you all know where it is, but you've probably only stopped by the Merchants Guild like to make purchases, you know, like to go to market.
Purchases? Purchases?
Well, I'm sure there is definitely some back alley stuff going on somewhere in the Merchants Guild. Whether or not you know about those
I've
areas.
left with my pockets fuller, whether I've purchased or not.
Sorry, I can't find my Merchants Guild page. No, there's not that many guilds.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Great game. Please vote.
Well, we could start someplace else.
No, I got it. I found it. Okay. All right. So this is a northwestern district of Corliac. So the market square is actually kind of a sad reminder of the city's former glory because it was once this bustling hub where people came from all over distant lands to sell their goods and trade. But now it is just full of these empty stalls There are all these vibrant banners that are now sun-worn and faded. And there are no calls of merchants hawking their wares. There's just this oppressive quiet. And only a few brave souls still have little stands set up in the square, looking out nervously around them as they offer their wares. And yeah, you walk into this silent, empty market square. There's maybe 3 merchants set up in a space that could accommodate thousands of people.
This is so sad. I never noticed it get this way.
It's quiet, too quiet.
It would seem they're not working the way they normally would. I hope they're all right.
Can we tell which 3 stalls are still there? Like what are they?
Yeah, there's somebody selling like some vegetables and like rough homemade breads. There's somebody who's selling just some light blacksmithing type wares like nails and horseshoes, just a few necessaries. And then there is a somebody selling just like little home baked pies, but there's only like 6 out on the table, and it doesn't look like he's maybe
Just
sold
sad.
any yet.
Just sad. I shuffle up and peer at my eyes just at the counter level, and my hand flashes up with the pin. Wait, Elder Council, where's everybody?
Oh well, it's nice to see somebody here in the market. Are you interested in buying something? Because it's been a really tough time getting any sales, these last few decades. Nobody comes out anymore.
I rest my chin. I go, yeah, the other markets tend to, give samples to Elder Council.
Go ahead and roll a sway check, and I'm gonna say you can have advantage because of your pin.
So that was 13. And yeah, we're going to go with 13.
Okay. He looks a little suspicious at first, and he peers in very closely at the pin. And then as soon as he sees that it's an authentic pin, he says, well, I suppose I could just give you a slice. He cuts a slice out of one of the pies and passes it over to you.
There's 4 of us.
Well,
behind me.
Are you all on the Elder Council, or?
They're with me.
It's okay. I can buy pies for friends. How much are pies?
Oh, that would be amazing. It's just a silver piece for a pie.
Should have. It's 1 second. Search pockets. Would I have 6 silver on me as a farmer?
Yeah. It'd probably be most of your purse.
Oh,
I think it's all of my purse.
You're very
Here,
generous.
I have 6 silver.
Oh, thank you so much. This is amazing. He hands out all of the pies, and then you watch as soon as he's handed out all of his pies, he immediately starts packing up. He like slings his bag over his shoulder and puts on his little jacket like he's going to get out of here.
Where are
We
you
have
going?
to.
What?
Oh, I just, now that I've sold everything, that's great. I can just go home, and that I don't have to be out here anymore because I'm afraid that Zacchaeus will see me.
Who's Zacchaeus?
Oh, he's the overseer, and he's just, you never know based on his mood. Sometimes he can be really awful.
Where's he at?
Oh God, is he nearby? He might be nearby. I don't know. He walks around sometimes, and it's very frightening. That's why nobody's really got their stall set up anymore.
Has he been intimidating everyone out of the market?
Oh, well, I don't know if he wants us to sell or not sell. Nobody could seem to figure it out. He's just mean. And then as you guys are having this conversation, you watch the person you're talking to shrink in fear at something behind you. And as you turn around, you see stepping around the corner of one of these empty stalls, a mind flayer wearing a full 3-piece beige suit.
For the folks at home, describe a mind flare.
Yes, of course. Mind flayer is what's sitting behind Anna on the couch.
Okay.
This horrifying, tall, imposing creature with this purplish bluish skin and these gross wriggly tentacles on the lower half of its face. And as it gazes around, sort of drifting through the marketplace, you feel this like headache starting as it even looks at you. Mind flayers are so named because they are flay your mind.
Now, would we know a possible connection between what's his name?
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus and Somnus.
You've never seen Zacchaeus before, so you don't know.
Have we
any
seen mind flayers before?
Connection? No, you definitely are not used to seeing mind flayers around here. But his beige suit definitely indicates to you that this is probably related. He might be a minion or servant of Somnus, for example, or is in some way connected to him. An agent of the apathagia, you can safely assume. Zacchaeus drifts up to the booth and says, "Were you going home, Mr. Frizzlebop?" No, I was just checking on my coat, and it's good and it still fits me, so I'll just take it off and put it back down. Who are you? Customers?
Yes, hello, I am Krava. Good to meet you.
Krava?
Yes.
Will you sell in the square?
Sell in square?
No, you are not a merchant then.
No, I customer.
Oh.
I buy ice from Fizzlebop.
It is good to have customers, but better to have sellers. Perhaps you will stay and run a stall.
I don't sell, I farm. I farm with oxen and with rice.
Well, if you change your mind, let me know.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very kind you to offer opportunity.
Zacchaeus drifts a little bit over to one of the other stalls to harass some other stall keeper, and Mr. Frizzlebop, who is very sweaty, is like wiping his forehead. "Oh man, nobody dares challenge him to a mind game because we're all so afraid of him. But if somebody could, maybe they could beat him and we would be free."
All right.
Right.
Picking up what you're putting down. Zacchaeus.
Yes.
Biffison, and I hold up my Elder Council badge. From the Elder Council, now, I know a little bit about your kind. You can't resist a little mind challenge, eh?
I do love to defeat others in mind games.
That's really a dark way to put it, but maybe we enjoy a bit of back and forth, a little challenge,
you are challenging me to a mind game.
Yeah, you look interested. Your eyes are flaring a bit.
Yes.
Part of
the tentacles are all
they're
wiggle.
all a flare, like a kitty cat, all upset with its tail going every which way.
Yes.
What's your flavor of game, huh?
We shall play a game of categories.
Oh, I love categories.
All right, so Zacchaeus is challenging you to a game of categories. So I will choose a category, and we will go through everybody naming a thing within the category until somebody can't name one. If you can't name one, then you're out. And whoever is the last person standing wins the mind game. So I think we're gonna start. I was not sure which one to start with, but I think I know which one I want to do, which is we're gonna do this is an above table. This is a for us as humans. Names of spaceships is gonna be the category.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So Zacchaeus will start and say the Millennium Falcon. Anna.
Apollo 13.
I should be referring to you by character names. So good job, Krava.
Apollo
next.
13.
Talaria.
I'm going to go with the B wing. Always go with the B wing. Always bet on B. Right.
Sharaticus?
I'm going to go Star Trek Voyager for my favorite captain. Except, of course, this other captain from another show, but she was my favorite and the reason why I moved to Los Angeles. So.
All right, not Julie. Rye the Risen.
Well, if there was an Apollo 13, I believe there must have been an Apollo 9.
There we go. That's not cheating. You can name all the different Apollos.
Yes.
Cardamom.
I'd be remiss if I did not say the finest ship in Starfleet, the Titan A.
All right, Zacchaeus is going to say Serenity.
Like a leaf on the wind.
I wish that we could just have the same order, but I don't think our cameras are in the same order for us, so I'm just going to have to keep saying everyone's name. Krava.
Let's go with X-Wing.
Talaria.
I'm going to go with a TIE fighter.
Sharaticus, this could go on such a long time.
I'm going to go with the Bebop.
All right. Rye?
All right.
For the Trailblazer, of course.
Cardamom?
The Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus is going to say... Oh my God, you guys have taken so many good ones. I know there's more than this. We have the USS Enterprise. Krava.
Not
There
a
is
fan,
X.
I'll be honest.
There is X-Wing, there is Y-Wing.
Just name all the wings. Sorry, Talaria.
I'm going to go with the Star Destroyer. Right. Go on.
Sharaticus.
I'm going to go with the Discovery.
Oh my God. Rye.
It has been a long time. I'll take the Challenger. Does that count? It is a spaceship.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then Cardamom.
The Razor Crest.
All right. Zacchaeus is starting to look a little less confident now that you guys have given so many great spaceships. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have all of us roll an ingenuity check, and I will take the average of all of your ingenuity checks, and we'll roll it against his so that we don't spend 30 minutes saying spaceship names.
With D20.
You got the wrong crowd.
Yes, this will be a D20 and then add your ingenuity modifier.
Got it.
Unless I started going through all the Apollos, I was pretty much done. So
This is also me concealing the fact that I was just about to have to Google fictional spaceship names.
Nostromo, the
The
Romulus.
Nostromo, yeah.
Battlestar Galactica. Go on.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. What are your ingenuity checks?
12, including the extra that you gave
Excellent.
me. It's mortifying.
19 for me.
Nice.
19.
16.
16.
17.
17.
10.
None of you rolled lower than Zacchaeus, who got a 9. So you successfully
In your face,
defeat...
Squidward.
That's right. It's Dr. Zoidberg. It's not good to be here.
You watch as Zacchaeus, realizing that he has been defeated in his own mind game, begins to writhe. His tentacles are going all over the place. He's so upset. He puts his hands on both sides of his giant head, and you watch as his clothes, once beige, bleed into this black color. The beige just comes off of him, and he seems to be losing his mind, Blair. And
more like a mind fail.
as soon as his clothes all lose their beige, he flees, just pelting down through the stalls, disappears off into the distance. You have successfully rescued the Merchants Guild from the apathegia.
Go on.
I'm going to say Cardamom, would you please roll 2d4 for me to determine who the Merchants Guild is casting their vote for?
Yes.
Very exciting.
So that is 2d4 is a 7.
Oh, sorry, not added together, just the two numbers.
2d.
But yeah, like just roll 2d4 and tell me what each of the two numbers are.
Oh, a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. Great, thank you. So that's 1 vote for Gareth, the Artificer, and 1 vote for Professor Lyra, the Wizard.
What about the undecided?
no write-ins in this election. Too risky.
One was for Lyra, and the other was for which one?
Gareth, the Artificer.
Thank you.
All right.
I slap a gold piece down on Fizzleblip's. What's his name? Last name.
Oh, that's so good. Frizzlebop.
Frizzlebop. I put a gold piece down on him.
And, that's so kind of you.
And I do finger guns.
Oh, is this the greeting of your people?
It is now.
Thank you so much.
Have you been to America? Guns are a very common form of greeting.
Hello. You've saved us all. Thank you so much for rescuing us. I'm sure the marketplace will be full soon enough.
I also put down some Kleenex.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm allergic to tyranny, you know.
I feel you.
It was wonderful to meet you.
It was wonderful to meet you as well. Oh, you're a sourdough starter.
I am.
Just finally putting it together. Just go. Oh.
Well, I wish you the best with all of your adventures.
Completely cool and mind flayer strolling through the town, but a sourdough starter is a bridge too far.
It's too far.
It's just an observation.
I was wondering, since our group has to be in charge of feeding me every at least 24 hours, if not 12. If we are lacking in any sort of unbleached flour or water, it would be good to grab that here. Are we plentiful in those to keep me alive?
Is there a baker's guild?
There is not a baker's guild. There is a
the farmers maybe might have some flour for you.
A flour and water guild, maybe.
But why don't you go ahead and roll a sway check for me, Rye?
Yes. Oh, it dropped. Oh, her butterfingers. Oh, well, that's terrible. I'm embarrassed to say it's a 4.
Mr. Frizzlebop looks sort of embarrassed because you've just done him such a service, him and everyone in the Merchants Guild, but he seems, he sort of looks around and is like, well, you know, I have to use all the flour that I have to make my pies, and I'm just afraid, you know, that if I gave it to you, I wouldn't be able to sell my pies, so...
Oh, I wouldn't dream of taking it from you. You enjoy, please.
Thank you. I'm so sorry that I can't give you my flour.
Oh, no, I'm terribly sorry that I even brought it up. I feel terrible. I'm going to hide at the bottom of my jar.
All right. I've never met a sourdough before, but it does seem to be a bit of a strong emotional reaction. Maybe they're all like that.
It's in the title.
All right, what faction do you guys want to try next?
Well, why don't we, so that Rye doesn't leave us early, why don't we go to the peasant farmers?
Maybe my people.
Maybe Krava can help us get some flour, you know.
Yes, I think I know a person who does wheat and flour.
Yeah, Krava and Rye are both from the peasant farmers faction. So you guys know exactly where to go and you'll have contacts there. In fact, as you guys make your way there, Krava, you are certainly capable, Krava and Rye both, you're certainly capable of telling your party members about what has been going on in the peasant farmers faction, which is that the Aspen Fields, where all of you are doing your farming for peasants, is has been taken over by this group of halflings they all wear beige overalls, and they're called the Apple Dumpling Gang. And they terrorize the farmers and the workers. They're just eating and burning everything in their sight. And it's been making it very difficult to farm with all of this going on. They have been challenging people to try their hand at the Apple Dumpling Gang's Gauntlet of Absolute Death. But no one has been brave enough to try it because it sounds so terrifying.
I'm in. Where is it? I'm in. I'm in.
You are so eager.
Where do we go?
Bet.
Where do
Okay.
we go?
We will take you straight to them.
First, maybe we should. It's so hard to hear your accent, and I want to do Russian as well. It's very difficult. So I think we should maybe. Can we get rice and flour? Because I've got some body temp water on me. That should help with the feeding.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you guys would know where in the peasant farmers faction to go and find a bakery. And even though things have been tough and everybody's been tightening their belts because it's been so tough to farm with this gang threatening everybody, you are able to find a stock of some flour. And I'm going to have you roll, I'm going to say either each of you can roll a sway check, or somebody can roll with advantage.
Are we talking to the farmers, or are we talking to the halflings?
We're just talking to the people who have the bakery now.
All right, I'll start.
Thalorian Thornroot, the owner of the bakery.
I rolled a 13.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Thalorian isn't super tough to convince once you mentioned that you are going to be trying the Gauntlet of Absolute Death.
Yeah. Is it absolute death, or is it just partial?
Oh, they
It's
say
more like a tired
absolute. They're very clear about it being absolute, like dead.
Is it drinking game?
Oh no! If it was a drinking game, I'd be there.
Is it like a spanking machine?
Oh,
I don't think so. Is that what you're into that?
Well, it's a halfling thing.
They're right at butt level, so it makes sense. You know.
Don't you remember when you were a kid and you would like line up and people would crawl into your legs and everybody would sort of, maybe it was a Midwest thing.
Well, if you're going to go take on the Gauntlet of Absolute Death, then I'm happy to give you some flour if it'll help.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glory.
I think about doing all these stupid accents in front of professional voice actors.
Excuse me, Thalorian. In order for my feeding to be complete, of course, we're going to have to take some of my soul from the jar and replace with the flour that you've given. Are you in need of perhaps a tiny bit of ancient starter?
Oh, that's starting out really ominous, but that actually sounds pretty cool.
Indeed. Well, once I've had a feeding, we will come and give you just a small amount. Hopefully it will feed many, many.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I can't wait. Good luck on the Gauntlet of Absolute Death. I hope you don't absolutely die, because then I'd never get any sourdough starter.
Indeed.
Well, there might be some left over after.
It depends on how I die.
Sentient or not, there's going to be dough.
Indeed.
And especially if you just discard a little bit of yourself before you get into the battle,
Yeah. Not something you want to watch, though.
All right, well,
Really painful.
You guys know where the Apple Dumpling Gang's headquarters are, and where they've sort of set up camp in this half burned down farmhouse that they took over, and they've been hanging out there, and that is where you believe they have set up their Gauntlet of Absolute Death. Some have tried in the past to defeat it, but they have failed and absolutely died, presumably. So it's up to you.
Absolutely died, presumably.
Presumably.
I'm not impressed with your conviction.
Allegedly.
They sort of contradict each other.
From what you've heard, they absolutely died.
Talaria, should we try this?
I say we do, and if you want, I can stand in front. They usually think that I'm gonna, raise holy hell and what have you. And I'd really just love a cup of tea, really.
Yes, they really thought I was going to join this fight, this absolute death, because I'm a big woman, but I'm not a fighter.
I mean, I do have the full package, as it were.
Right, but maybe can you yell very loudly? Can you intimidate, even though your physical prowess may not match?
Well, as I said, I was cursed to create peace everywhere I go, so I suppose I may appear to be about to do that, and then I might just do a little discourse on why we should all love one another, and then it might all fall apart. At that point, perhaps you come in and actually slaughter.
Can we modify the curse from peace to pieces?
Perhaps
turn this thing into is pieces.
It may do.
Peace everywhere. Peace over there, peace back there.
Maybe we kill him with peace then.
Yeah, or I'll just kill him too.
Okay then. All right. Very good.
Okay.
All right. I'm going in.
Yeah, let's do it.
You've got this.
All right. You guys bust your way into this barn where the Apple Dumpling Gang has set up their headquarters, and you see a bunch of halflings, probably about 20 halflings in these beige overalls, just sort of like hanging out around the barn, sitting on hay bales, spitting, doing stuff.
Giving halflings a bad name.
Go on.
Do we see any hoes or scythes or any equipment for farming or anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's some farm equipment hanging out around the edges of this partially destroyed barn. You do also notice that the Apple Dumpling Gang has, they are armed to the teeth as well as violent fighters types who go around attacking people. But there are also like farm implements around if you don't have a weapon on you.
No, I was just wondering if I could find a scythe or something.
Yeah, you can definitely find a scythe.
Okay, I go over and pick up a scythe. And I just use it as a cane. Just use it as a cane as I walk over.
Are you here to do the gauntlet of absolute death?
We are.
We are, yeah.
I am Talaria. I take my full height. 13 feet of me. Wow. I share my very bad breath with you all. And yet, you are the gauntlet of death. We are the gauntlet of life.
Oh, that's pretty
piece of peace.
Crazy.
And a piece of peace. And a piece of peace. Feel how good that feels. You do not want to fight. You need a nap and a cookie. That's what you need. And we have the very thing. A sourdough starter.
Yeah,
who wants a piece of life itself?
Incredible. Let's do a sway check, and I'm going to give you advantage on that because of how very compelling that was. So go ahead and roll your d20 and add whatever your sway modifier is.
5. Of course, it's as tall as I am. It's 13.
You can also roll your d20 again, and if it's higher, you take the higher one. If it's not, then you just stick with the 13.
Oh, bloody hell. 9.
All right, so the 13 it is. They seem like partially convinced, but they look over at the sourdough starter and they're like, that doesn't seem like a very good snack. It looks kind of goopy and a little bit alive.
Listen, you apple dumpling gang. You don't know from flour until you taste our beautiful sourdough starter. Give them a taste.
I'm holding the jar and I flash my badge. I'm like, right, we represent the Lollipop Guild. And I move my way forward as a fellow halfling. And then and I say, we have 2 champions here, and winner takes some. So I point to the sourdough starter, and I reference our Goliath not our Goliath, our right, Talaria.
Massive orc.
Massive
Yes,
orc.
our massive orc and our mercenary. And I'm like, if it's absolute death, what you got to worry about? Unless you're afraid. Oh, are you?
Oh, we're not afraid of nothing. We've never been afraid of nothing in our whole lives.
Methinks you doth protest too much.
I'm not buying it.
All right, so what are you challenging them to?
Isn't there a gauntlet of absolute death?
Yeah, are you saying they also must run the gauntlet?
Yes.
How about a dance off then?
How are you going to pitch the dance off?
It could be a bake-off. Oh, dear.
Ah, better yet. Go, Rye, go, pitch it.
We do have to save some for Thalorian, as I did offer, but I suppose we could have a bake-off. Does that count as the absolute death dance of sorts?
All right, so how about this? The Gauntlet of Absolute Death as written is something that we create together. So it sounds like we're already kind of halfway there. So it sounds like our Gauntlet of Absolute Death is going to be a dance-off and then a bake-off. And then let's come up with a third thing for the Gauntlet of Absolute Death. Anyone have a pitch?
Eating contest?
Eating. Oh, that's perfect. Right after the bake-off.
Mm-hmm.
Eating contest.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do a practice round first so that I can explain how the gauntlet works, because this is going to be a little bit hectic. So everybody needs to get a D20 and then a D12. This is the one that looks almost exactly like the D20, except it has fewer faces, but it's confusingly similar to the D20. And then a D6, which is just the regular die. Everybody got it? You got your 3 dice?
Got it.
All right. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to start us off by rolling my D20. Now, you guys are, as soon as I say the number that I roll, you guys are going to start rolling your D20s. And if one of you gets the number that I called out, so if I roll, say, a 12, and one of you gets a 12, you call it out that you got a 12. That stops the D20. You guys have won the D20 roll, and then we will move on to the D12. I will roll it. You guys will try to match the D12 roll, and then we will go on to the D6. So basically, whenever you hit the, how is this supposed to be? Oh yeah, and I set a timer. That's how it works. So
Death has a timer.
All right, we're gonna try it. Let's see. Timer is good. Okay, you got it here. Stopwatch. All right. So I'm going to tell you the number from the D20. You'll all start rolling. Whenever one of you hits that number on your D20, you will say, I got it, or something like that. And then we will switch to the 12. Okay?
Do we only roll once, or do we roll multiple times?
Just keep rolling until you get a number that matches my number.
Got it.
So the faster you can roll, the better that you will do at the gauntlet. And this is the practice round, so don't panic.
Okay.
I'm panicking. I'm levitating.
All right. Are you guys ready to start?
Yes. Ready.
All right. The number for the D20 is 2.
Got it.
Oh, nice. Okay. The 12 is a 4.
Got it. 4.
Wow. And then the D6 is a 3.
Got it.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I have bad news for you about how well you did, is that those numbers represent the numbers that the Apple Dumpling Gang got on the Gauntlet of Death. So now you're going to have to beat that on your own rolls. You made it in 21.5 seconds.
Oof.
So this time we're going to have to beat that.
Okay.
Are you ready for the real Gauntlet of Absolute Death?
So what are the numbers again that we're trying to get?
They're going to be different numbers this time.
But we only have
We
23
have to go
seconds.
faster than we did before.
Yeah.
We were too fast.
Yeah, we were fools.
It's
All right.
We ruined ourselves.
You just did too good of a job. All right, are we ready for the real one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The first number is 1.
Got it.
Got it.
D12 is a 6. 3d6 is a 2.
Got it.
2. Got it.
18.1 seconds. You guys, please describe for me. Let's say you're going to describe how you defeated them on the dance-off, the bake-off, and the eating contest. Whoever pitched each contest, explain how your group kicks ass at that contest.
I saw twerking.
It's incredible. It's the most beautiful, mind-blowing twerk these halflings have ever seen. And they're at the perfect height to view it, really.
I used my scythe as a spinner on my finger and created a sort of wind that was great for Tal's hair. Just made her hair go crazy. And
Edward's hair is blowing. It's vaguely threatening.
I think Cardamom may have taken a few things from them at the same time. I don't know.
I think so, yeah. Cardi's out there just getting as much as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. Cardi. You're pickpocketing daggers and like stolen farm goods. They're so distracted by this incredible
dignity.
Yeah, their dignity gone, long gone.
I'm taking pictures to show their wives.
Oh no! Too soon.
Of them ogling the orc twerk.
And then the bake-off. Who wants to? Julie, can you tell us about how you guys kick ass at the bake-off?
Yes. Well, there's something only my friends know, and that is that I am actually one of the oldest living sourdough starters. And the reason I haven't wanted anyone to know is I'm nervous that someone will take me in my jar to Ye Old Antiques Roadshow, and that's just too much for me. So what you have here is some of the most sacred, oldest, and most delicious sourdough starter in the world, if I do say so myself, and I do. So we have taken just a bit and mixed it in with some of the local flour and water, and by the time we've kneaded and folded and of course said just a few small spells, it immediately becomes the most golden crusted loaf of sourdough bread anyone has ever tasted.
It's so delicious. They almost forget about the last part of the Gauntlet of Absolute Death. They're like just ready to sit there eating bread the rest of the time. And then one of them is like, wait, no, we got to do the eating contest part. Who pitched the eating contest? Was that you, Mary?
It was also you.
Oh, that's right, Krava.
Well, I think 3 large brick house women would be very good at just housing all of this. And also we have a very sneaky little halfling who can just and I think our friend is very good cheerleader.
Yay!
Amazing. I am going to have Rye the Risen roll our 2d4s this time to determine... Oh, sorry, I forgot to... As you defeat the Gauntlet of Absolute Death, having not died even a little bit, you watch as the beige-clad gang just... They get very upset and they start to turn kind of red. And then as you watch, they're already full of sourdough, you know, because they were also participating in the eating contest. And they get angry and red and they start to kind of puff up a little bit. And then as you all watch, they just pop out of existence. They were a creation of the apathagia and now they have disappeared. Unfortunately, their wives will never see those photos.
But I have them.
Keep them.
Rye the Risen, if you could please roll 2d4s and tell me those 2 numbers.
Yes, indeed. Right. The first is a 4. Well, the second is a 3.
Ah, okay. We are tied between Gareth and Professor Lyra still. You probably have enough time before the 6th bell to visit one more faction and awaken them from their beige nightmare.
Could I just run and give Thalorian just a tiny bit of the starter? I roll. I ask and I just roll Cardi B, and I roll and I roll.
Like a dinner roll.
Yes, I roll in my jar and I go right over to Thalorian and I say, "Here you go, just a little bit." And then I roll and roll.
The Gauntlet of Absolute Death. You don't look absolutely dead at all.
They're workshopping a new name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You've really made a big difference around here. Thank you all.
Oh, thank you for what you do. All right, I roll and roll and roll. Oh, it's a dizzy making. I have a small bit of vertigo. Now we go to someplace else. Yes.
You really rose to the occasion on that one, Roy.
It's always.
You're welcome.
Well, I do appreciate your humor. It's bubbly. It makes a strange sound.
All right, folks, which faction do you want to visit as your final stop?
What are our choices again?
You have the Artisans and Craftsmen's Guild, the Thieves Guild, the Adventurers
What?
and Mercenaries Guild.
These guild are my people.
Let's go. Go on.
Go to the Thieves Guild.
Let's go see your friends then.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm a returning hero.
Hey, you still have your pin?
I do.
Yeah, when did you get so
And,
old? I did not
pocket-
realize you were old enough for Elders Council.
It's an honorary title, really. If you qualify, it doesn't matter what age you are.
Oh, it's like
Age is how you feel about.
you are
yourself.
old soul.
Okay.
Plus,
We'll
with
go
the beige going around, it's just everything.
It's vague. So we show up at the Thieves Guild, and again, I know this place like the back of my hand.
Absolutely. You lead everyone to the Ashfall Dockyards, which was once where all of the trade came into the city through the dockyards. And it was once this bustling hub of trade and commerce. But by now, everything is rusting and decaying, and the docks are derelict and empty. But amidst those crumbling structures, you know that there is a building that has become the headquarters of the renowned Corliac mafia of Kenku criminals, the Black Feathers. For those of you who
Is
are
it
not...
Don Corliac? Yeah.
It is now.
100%, my friend.
Low hanging fruit, Ginny. Come on.
I'm asking for a favor.
For those of you who don't know about Kenkus, they are basically bird folks. They're bird folks.
And they
That's the
don't
short
talk,
version.
they just sort of imitate.
Yes, it is frequently they are presented as only being able to repeat back what they have already heard.
Isn't that most of us?
Right? We're all just parroting back whatever we
welcome to social
words.
But you know about the Black Feathers headquarters. And you know that out of all of the criminals in the Thieves Guild, the Black Feathers are one of the ones that the beigeness, the apathagia in the city, they've really taken advantage of it in order to develop a real crushing hold on the Thieves Guild that does not support the same kind of thriving black market that you once knew in this place. And Don Corliac is his name now, is the crime boss. Of course it is. Although you're all going to be really disappointed if I try to do that impression, so.
No, we beg you.
Please.
What a day I've had! And I come walking in. I come walking into the thing, just sort of announcing my presence to the Kenkus and to Don Corliac, just so he knows who's back in town.
No!
All of the Kenkus turn towards you guys as you enter.
Hello.
Don Corliac does not look happy to see you, although it is hard to read facial expressions on Kenku, probably.
Uh-huh. Hello, Betty.
What do you want from me? I am just trying to protect my family, and you're not a Kenku like me. I'm not even trying.
It's amazing.
Worth it.
Worth every second.
I think there's a better way to do things more profitably.
Go on.
Right now we're gonna move things out of the beige and into the profitable, the green, if you will.
The beige has been pretty profitable for my family. We're the only ones still doing anything around here.
Right. But there's a whole slew of people in a town named for your family that you're not getting any income from.
That's a good point.
There's a thriving market over in where Fizzlebop is. Now the farmers are doing great because we've defeated the apple dumpling gang. So there is a vacuum to be filled, and we could own this land.
What's your part of the deal? What do you get out of this?
Just satisfaction to know that the Thieves Guild finally rose to prominence.
All right, go ahead and roll a sway check for me.
No
good.
I mean, seven's a very powerful number in certain tarot and sacred geometry.
Listen, how about this?
Okay.
I don't trust you. I don't like you. I don't like your face. I think you'd look a lot better with a beak. But I will say,
it's a little. Go on.
You brought up some good points, but I just don't trust you. If you could beat me at a dice game, maybe I'd consider it.
You know what? I'm never one to turn up a game at chance.
Winning dice game always make me trust people too.
This is what I'm saying. Nothing says trust like dice.
All right, great. So you guys sit down around one of these big tables. A bunch of Kenku vacate the table. It's a little gross. Like there's like some bird poop on the floor and stuff. And you're like,
I was at the farmers area, I grabbed some corn and I toss it on the floor.
The Kenkus run over to it, and then they get really embarrassed and they sort of calm down until you turn your back, and then they're eating the corn. So everybody needs 2d12, or if you don't have 2d12, you'll just roll your d12 twice.
If I don't have 2d12.
Listen, I don't want to assume you're all as sick in the head as I am.
It's a painful disease. Okay.
All right, so does everybody have their d12s?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so here's how it's going to work. First, every player rolls their 2d12. Out of these two rolls, keep your lower roll and re-roll the higher one. The one that you're re-rolling, I'll give you an example. I just rolled a 12 and a 5. So I'm going to keep the 5. I'm going to re-roll that 12. And my goal is to get higher. I got to match or get higher than that 5. Okay, so everybody get it?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and re-roll your higher d12. I got lower, so I failed, which means that was a test round and we weren't playing yet because I was just teaching you guys the rules because that'd be really anticlimactic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's start the game for real. Everybody roll your 2d12s.
Okay.
Oh.
I just dropped it on the ground like corn. All right.
All right, and then re-roll your higher one and see if you can beat it. Did everybody beat
What if they match? What if they're the same number?
Match is good.
I got the same number then.
All right, did anybody not pass?
I not passed.
All right,
No,
you
I mean
are
on my
out.
first roll, I got the same number.
Okay, perfect. Then you're
I don't have to re-roll.
on your first roll. Oh, that's a good point. Which one do you re-roll? I guess either one. Or maybe that just means it's a critical hit and you critically
I think it is.
Game. Yeah.
You're the GM. You make up the rules as you go.
Yeah, it's a critical success. Good job.
Yeah. I'm in my hometown, right?
Yeah, that's true. You have the Thieves Guild advantage.
Uh-huh.
All right, so everybody who's still in, go ahead and re-roll both your d12s again. This is round... Oh, wait. I lied. You're supposed to actually keep your second roll.
Oh, I see.
You really are making this up as you go, aren't you?
I wish, honestly, that would be better than me just not being able to read.
I remember what it was.
Do you remember? That's good. I hope everyone remembers. Okay.
Well, wait, what am I remembering now?
What are we doing? Okay, all right. We got this, everybody. if you remember what your second roll was, or your first roll the first time, whatever you can remember from your first roll, keep that one. And then we'll try round 2.
Okay.
So
this is great, guys. This is really professional.
Roll again.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, the same things. First roll.
Okay. I succeeded in the second one too.
Okay, great. Did anyone fail the second one?
Oh wait, now I roll.
Oh,
I collapsed dramatically.
I
on the
failed
floor.
again.
Oh no, Krava.
Okay, so
I
is
cannot
it,
be
join me,
trusted.
so does that mean that it's just Don Corleac against Cardamom?
I mean,
That feels right.
We still have we still have Hilaria in?
yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, I had to check your character name because I keep trying to just call you Vanessa. All right. Well, this is probably going to be the last round, judging by the number that Don Corleac is dealing with right here.
If I may interrupt, I've
Uh-huh.
brought a crate of oranges for you, Corleac. I hear that you like to put them in your mouth and go, ah.
I do really like that.
It's just
I don't know why he
gift
turned into Batman.
It's a gift of peace.
Didn't mean to disturb you on the night of your daughter's wedding.
No, didn't. Not at all. But
How did you
like
know
a little
about
citrus to make the next round go well? Go on.
That is, I accept your gift for the family. And I'm going to say you get to roll your d12 twice. So if you fail, you get to try again because of your orange gift. All right, next round. Yeah, Don Corleac fails. He's got orange in his beak and he's just so distracted, that he loses the dice game. And as soon as you guys defeat him in his own game, this beige glow that is all around this sort of speakeasy, this Kenku speakeasy, just dissipates into the air. And all of the Kenku kind of shake this beigeness off of them and look at you all with new eyes. And Don Corleac looks at you, Cardamom, with a newfound respect that you can perceive even in his bird expressions. Wow. You really are like part of the family.
Hey.
All right, fine.
Give me
we'll
some feather.
vote in the election. Feathers. Todd, can you go ahead and we already had you roll 2d4, right?
Yeah, let someone else do it.
Yeah, let's have Vanessa do it because of your
right.
oranges.
Yeah.
Wait, did I have you roll the last one too? No.
No.
Okay.
I got 2.
Just
2d4?
sorry, 1d4 is a 2.
1d4 is a 2.
Okay, and what is the second one?
Another 2. Go on. Critical.
Ooh,
Critical blue.
Brainerd coming up.
Oh man.
That's a three-way tie.
Three-way tie.
Ooh.
All right. Well, it is beginning though. The sixth bell is beginning to ring across town. So it is time for you guys to get over to participate or view the debate where the champions will debate each other to see who is going to become the elected champion of the city. You guys make your way as quickly as possible, I assume, unless anyone has anything else that they want to do on the way.
I think it's possible.
Oh, yeah. Okay, of course. Yes. Go ahead and roll an ingenuity check to pick Don Corleac's pocket.
While he's picking the pocket,
That's a 21.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I was just going to say, I take a small Herkimer diamond and just fling it at
Don and say, at some point you will owe me a favor.
Hey.
Yeah, he seems amenable to that and is so distracted by you that he doesn't notice Cardamom filching a handful of cigars and like 3 platinum coins out of his pocket.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Who knows if he'll still be family once he figures that out.
He's
All right, you
dazzled by
guys-
the shiny.
You make your way very quickly across town and back to the square where you first awakened. And you find yourselves at the town hall building where the Council of Elders meets. You actually run into Bjorn outside of the town hall, searching in his pockets.
For his pin.
Seems really confused. Oh, it's wonderful to see you all back. I seem to have misplaced my pin. not sure.
Would you like a Werther's?
Oh, I love those. Thank you so much.
There you go. I pop one in my own mouth.
All right, great. You get a +1 to your ingenuity for the
Holy
debates.
crap. I'm powerful.
You're so ingenious. All right, so you guys make your way inside of the building. And you see stuff that I know about. This is where the Council of Elders meets to deliberate on big city matters, or where they used to, back before the apathagia hit. It has these towering stone walls and elaborately carved wooden reliefs that are depicting the history of the city all around the outside. It is both a fortress of tradition and a civic beacon to the citizens of the city. Inside, this massive polished wooden table serves as the council's meeting place. And this is also where they host debates for city elections. There's this vaulted ceiling that echoes with the passionate arguments of the debaters. And today you see your votes, all of the votes you were collecting were probably transmitted back to them in some way so that they know who's debating.
By crow, maybe.
Which is Sir Reynard, Gareth, and Professor Lyra. However, the debate is supposed to be a two-person debate. So Bjorn, who comes inside without his pin after having to sort of make some explanations to the guards at the door.
He's a friend of mine. Let him in.
he looks thankful
He's
over
my
at you.
+1.
Well, we need to have 2 candidates for the debate, and since we couldn't awaken all of the factions, perhaps we can consider you a faction of your own. Who do you think should debate for this champion position?
Sourdough.
Who of our chosen champions?
So we've got the choices between battling it out, right?
Yes.
With
Sir
Reynard
wants to battle.
Or we could use strategy if we think how strategy worked in the past with this big sandworm.
You're not sure. He's been a tyrant for the last 31 years, controlling you all by magic. So I don't think there's been much of an
perhaps Professor Lyra.
And she's a wizard, yeah?
Yes.
There's magic.
Or she could counterspell whatever.
Yeah.
So you can choose the 2 that you would like to see debate. So there will be 1 that you're saying, no thanks. Probably not the right pick for us.
So battle, magic, or strategy?
My concern with strategy is that we have all been on the defensive for a very long time. We have had, shall we say, some apathy. And perhaps we have stopped remembering how we move forward on the offense to actually...
True. And there's been a lot of misinformation going around for those of us that, still were sort of foggy and everything, making people undecisive or indifferent, just not wanting to participate in things.
That is an excellent point.
We need participation,
Not everyone. For strategy, we all need to be aligned.
Yeah.
I say Reynard and Lyra.
I agree.
Hardman, Crabber. What think you?
This sounds good. I mean, I am disappointed because I like the idea of Eloise, the diplomacy, the peace, but it's apparently not an option. So, we go forward with the options that appear realistic at this time.
Yeah, can't go back, no.
So, yes,
Look,
I
none of the candidates are perfect, right?
Exactly.
But you have to align yourself with the one that speaks most to you.
Yes, I hope next time maybe Eloise is able to be built up to be more popular.
I agree. I wish I'd rolled double ones. Alas.
So I'm good with Sir Reynard and Professor Lyra.
All right, so Reynard and Professor Lyra will be engaging in the debate. They stand up on either side of the table, getting prepared to introduce their opening arguments. And as this happens, there is this great trembling in the ground. The tall stone walls of this fortress of a building shake, and this wave of beige magic rolls into the hall like a fog. And as you watch, the candidates open their mouths and only beige light spills out from between their lips. Bjorn says, Somnus must be catching on. We have no time to lose. You will have to speak for the candidates on behalf of the candidates that the people have elected. And you yourselves must debate. It's going to be great, guys. We're going to split you into 2 teams. I'm going to have everybody roll a d4. If you get a 1 or a 2, well, that probably won't work. It won't be even. We'll see. We'll try it out.
We'll see. Maybe it will.
Everybody roll d4.
Oh, I got a 5.
I got
that can't be a d4.
On a D4?
Oh,
I got a 4.
D4s are the little
D6. Go on then.
pyramid.
Little triangle ones.
Sorry, darling. Sorry.
All right. We got 3 for cardamom.
Yep.
4 for
Sure.
Sheradicus. Yep.
Just sure is fine.
And perfect. This is great. Okay. So we've got the 1s and 2s. You're going to argue on behalf of Sir Reynard, the Dragonborn Paladin, the one who wants to take a direct confrontational approach. And the 3s and 4s, you are going to be arguing on behalf of Professor Lyra, the wizard. But sometimes we have to argue something that we aren't 100% on board with. But that's what we're going to do. I will be joining the disadvantaged team as Bjorn Frostleaf, so that we have 3 and 3. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to get 60 seconds to present your argument on one specific topic. And we will go through 3 topics. So 60 seconds per person, per speaker. And we're each going to address one topic. So the starting topic is going to be adventurers should pay taxes on their loot. We're going to have Anna Krava versus Sheradicus on this one. What did you say?
Spell loot?
Oh, L-O-O-T. It's not a bard-specific tax.
Fair enough. Had to ask.
All right, Krava versus Sheradicus. Everybody roll a d20. Sorry, just you 2. Roll a d20. This will determine which one of you gets to speak first and who's on which side.
No modifiers?
No modifiers, just the number.
A 12.
16.
All right, 12. 16. All right, so Krava, you get to choose whether you agree or disagree.
I disagree.
Or whether you think that Sir Reynard would agree or disagree.
Sir Reynard disagrees.
All right, great. And then, Sheradicus, you get to decide if you want to speak first or second.
I shall speak second.
All right. So, Krava, you have 60 seconds to argue about why you do not believe that adventurers should pay taxes on their loot. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
I am Sir Reynard. I am paladin. I fight bad guy. I kill bad guy. I take loot. It's finders keepers. If I do work, I get tax. I do work for good people. I take money from good people. I get tax. Some go back to good people of society. But if I kill bad guy, like this dragon, I get hoard. It is my hoard. I keep it forever, you see? It's only been 30 seconds. So, this dragon's going down. But when I have all this loot, I'm going to be so happy. And I'm just going to want to give it to the needy, So it's just going to happen, but you don't have to tell me to do it. If you tell me to do it, I'm going to resent you. So just don't make it required, and then I'll give it to the needy. Thank you.
time. Sharaticus, are you prepared to respond?
When have you ever heard of an adventurer trickling down any of their loot to the people in town? It never happens. They always say they're going to do it, and they never do. They hold on to all of it. And what are we left with? Nothing. But who builds the roads that the adventurers go out on? Who provides the sewage for when the adventurers need to poop on us again? I mean, it has to be done. I'm sorry. I know you don't like it, but it's time for everyone to pay the fair share for maintaining the lands where we live together, whether you're stealing from someone, whether you're enhancing someone's life, whether you like it or not, we're all in it together. So we need to support each other. Not a huge tax necessarily, unless you're one of those great adventurers like Don Proleon, who, you know, gets all sorts of money and doesn't give any of it out to his little crow babies. So that's what I think. Those are my thoughts.
Incredible. Can you please both roll a d20? What are your modifiers on sway? Both of you?
0.
+2.
Okay.
Anna, I'm just, every time I follow you, I'm using this voice. I can't help. I'm doing it.
We're gonna do no modifiers as the rules instruct me to make sure that it's fair. So just go ahead and roll your d20.
Oh.
Taylor's favorite number, 13.
Oh, 19.
Wow. As much as that has nothing to do with the actual content of the debate answers, Rob wins the debate on this question.
Once again.
For Sir Reynard. That's 1 point for Sir Reynard. All right, for the second debate, we have this is going to be Rye versus Cardamom. Wait, are you on the same team? No.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, yes. Yeah, correct. Okay. Rye versus Cardamom. So Cardamom is arguing on behalf of Professor Lyra, the wizard, and Rye is arguing on behalf of, Sir Reynard, the paladin.
Wait.
Did I get that backwards?
No,
No, you got that right.
Okay.
But I was a 1.
The one should be for Reynard, yeah.
Yes, so you're arguing on behalf of the paladin that wants to fight the dragon.
Yes, so we've switched. Yes.
The new topic here is necromancy should be outlawed. Will you each please roll a d20 so we can determine which side you are on?
Woo!
15.
Never mind.
11.
All right, so Cardamom, you get to choose first whether you believe or do not believe that necromancy should be outlawed.
Look, my opponent.
Hang on, are you arguing for or against?
You'll see.
Wait. Then at least Rye gets to decide first or second, though. If Rye wants to answer first or second.
I will argue for.
Okay.
Necromancy should be legal.
Rye,
right?
You're going to be arguing that necromancy should not be outlawed. Do you want to argue first or second?
Not be outlawed, which means that I believe it should continue.
Should be legal.
Yes, I'm
safe, legal, protected by law.
Safe, legal, protected by law.
Oh, wait, you're arguing against that, or I'm arguing for that?
I think. What had you chosen?
Wait, you just said
I thought I was arguing for it.
For it being outlawed, or
No,
are you
for it
saying
being legal.
for? Okay, got it. You're pro necromancy. Rye is anti necromancy.
Yeah.
And Rye, do you want to go first or second?
I would like to go second, please.
Okay, go ahead, Todd. Have at it.
I prefer to learn from others.
My opponent is going to tell you a bunch of lies. It's going to fill your head with phrases and bullying. They may come off as sweet and endearing, like a little old lady version of a sourdough. But look, you ever had a pet that you miss when it passed and crossed the rainbow bridge? Wouldn't you like to open that door and let that little poochie back in? A grandmother, a grandfather, dare I say, a lover. We have been decimated by Somnus. Somnus has taken our numbers And by 1/10, that's decimated, actually. We need to rebuild our forces. My opponent has taken the lives of many with their blade. We should bring them back. We should repopulate the stalls of the marketplace so we don't just have one guy selling 6 pies. Let's bring puppies home. Let's bring puppies home.
Let's bring puppies home. That is time. All right, Rye, are you ready to respond? Oh,
yes.
All right, go ahead when you're ready.
Well, it is difficult for me not to begin by calling out the invocation of age, and I believe the ageism of my previous speaker, my opponent, is not only offensive, but is exemplary of well, let me explain. If we are to only revere that which has passed, we are forsaking.
Lie. Never said only. Never said only.
Who are... Someone mute the mic.
Mute his mic.
The debate. My God. ABC, may I have 10 more seconds? So, if we are to only revere that which has passed, we will never move into the present. I have been alive for many, many years, and I have seen many like Renard. I believe the battle can only be won by fortifying what we have now.
Amazing. Can you please both roll a d20 for me to see how your arguments were received?
Let it stand that my opponent hates puppies.
Oh.
Let it stand that I have...
I critted.
Yes,
I critted.
Did I.
Wait, you both got 20s?
Yes.
20.
Wild. Okay, I mean, I guess the only thing we can do is re-roll, which stinks because 2 20s is so cool.
Yeah.
Re-roll. Ah, crap, monkeys.
13.
8.
Puppies
All right.
win.
The audience comes down on the side of the puppies. It was a convincing argument. All right, then for our final topic, this is going to be Talaria and arguing on behalf of Sir Reynard the Paladin, and Bjorn Frostleaf arguing on behalf of Professor Lyra. And the topic for this one is going to be merchants should be fined for selling cursed items without a warning label.
What? Wait. So, what would Reynard say?
Let's roll our d20s first to see whether we're for or against.
There's that. Right, 15.
I also got a 15, so I guess we should.
Whoa, what is happening?
Rollies. Something is going on.
16.
All right, I got a 12 this time. So you go ahead and choose if you're for or against merchants being fined for selling unlabeled cursed items.
What would a paladin say? I think against. Against.
No fines?
No fines.
All right. I am going to also choose second, so you can be the first argument whenever you're ready.
Sometimes in our travels, we come across trinkets. Take, for example, this lovely starter here. Who knows how many years she has risen again and again. My point being, she could be cursed. I myself am cursed. But should you, the seller, pay a fine for my history? No. No, keep your money. Keep your trinket and let its history speak for itself. Don't pay the fine forward. And if anyone argues, battle with them to the very death. Unless, of course, they're more inclined, like I am, to hug it out. Very
All right, incredible. Bjorn Frostleaf is going to argue in favor now. Have you ever had a cursed item come into your possession unknown? I have, and I can tell you it is a terribly unpleasant experience. If I were only warned that A custom golden toilet seat that I purchased had an attached curse. I would be a different man today, I tell you. I want to save as many others as possible from the traumas and horrors of cursed items such as the toilet seat of darkest darkness. And I think the best way to do that is by having clearly labeled items that disclose fully to the consumer what they can expect to receive. It is the merchant's responsibility to speak honestly of their goods so customers may make informed decisions. I rest my case.
I don't believe that I would. A question for the speaker, Bjorn. What happened? What did the toilet seat do to you?
I don't want to talk about it, and certainly not in public. All right, let us roll our d20s to see how the crowd feels.
Oh dear, I got a 7.
I got a 6. So,
ooh,
congratulations! It looks like Sir Reynard the Dragonborn has won the debate, which means that he is elected your new champion. And the time has come. Your chosen champion leads the way from the town hall towards the shifting sands of the Columbora Basin, where the Somnus Sand Dragon resides. The ground shifts beneath your feet as you follow your champion out towards the dragon for your final confrontation. A stinging wind is whipping these tiny particles at your faces, and up ahead you watch as this shape in the sand begins to move, and the body of a massive dragon unearths itself from the dunes. Sand is pouring off of its wings. Its wings unfurl with this mighty sweep that sends waves of sand at you. He lets out a deafening roar that shakes the very ground beneath you. Sand is swirling around him in this vortex of wind. And the champion, Sir Reynard the Dragonborn Paladin, raises his fist and lets out a rallying cry, plunging towards the dragon with his great sword drawn. This is the final battle for the city of Corliac. Todd, what does Cardamom do to aid your new champion in this battle?
I walk over to the champion and I take out the anise candy. It's the worst candy. I unwrap it and I stick it on the end of the pin and I hand it to him. I go, you know when to use it. You will know. And I hand him the Elders Council pin with a piece of square maroon anise on the end of it.
You're handing this to the champion? To Sir
I'm
Reynard
handing it to the champion.
Okay. I'm going to call that a conviction roll.
Oh, that's not a good roll for me, but okay.
I hope you have enough conviction to sell it even without a strong modifier.
Is a critical 1 a good conviction?
Oh no! You hand your pin with a candy on it to Sir Reynard the Paladin, and he goes, "Oh, thanks," and eats the candy off the end. Oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah. You obviously learned nothing from what I just said to you, but here we go. All right then, enjoy that. Maybe you spit it at the right time.
All right, Talaria, what do you do to aid your champion in battle?
I toss it to Shaw, who is more inclined to be violent.
You can do a peaceful support for your champion if you think that could be beneficial. Maybe a calmness of mind.
I do a dance for him, really.
I start spinning the scythe again for the wind.
Beautiful. Let's do a sway check for that. Or, we can do vitality for a dance. Let's do a vitality check. Okay. And I would like you to roll it twice and take the higher number since you have so much practice doing this dance with the scythe accompaniment.
Who knew Pops could move like that? Go on. Is that 20. Fucking hell.
Whoa!
Hey.
That's 20.
Natural 20 critical hit. You perform a dance so incredible that Sir Reynard the Dragonborn Paladin begins to glow with the holy light of his paladin oath. He is so inspired by your dance. His power is magnified. Rye, how do you support your champion?
Roll. I ask Cardi B to roll me. And I go up to Reynard and I say, tighten my lid. That's all I say. For I have been stirring for centuries. And once my lid is as tight as possible, I might turn into a beige ball.
Whoa! Okay. Reynard tightens the lid on your jar and tucks you beneath his burly dragonborn arm. I'm gonna say let's do... I think we can... I'm gonna let you pick whether you want to do this as a vitality roll for your physical strength, or if you want to do this as a conviction roll for your sacrifice, basically.
Yes, very much the conviction.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, and that would be a D20, yeah?
Yes, a D20 roll, and then you add your conviction modifier.
Excellent, all right. That is... Altogether, we have 19.
19! All right, great. We will describe the outcome of that in a moment. But first, Sharaticus, what do you do to support your champion?
I go up to Sir Reggie and I hand him my scythe and I say, I took this from the Ample Dumpling Gang and I'm pretty sure they put a Lux elixir on the blade. So all you have to do, and I bite my thumb and I grab I just sort of in the sand write believe in it and I say, all you have to do is hit that believe with your hand. Hit it hard, and you will be infused with vitality and strength, and use the scythe because it's gonna help.
All right, incredible. So is this just a guess at the quality of the scythe, or do you want to let's do it like this. Just roll a d20 without adding anything. And this is going to determine whether or not the Apple Dumpling Gang put some sort of magic on this scythe.
Okay.
If it's over a 10, then they did.
No, they didn't. It's a natural 1 is what it is.
Well, you give him a completely unfounded confidence in the scythe. He feels really good
hoping for a vitality roll, and no.
That's fair though. Why don't you do a vitality roll? It's not magic, but you can do a vitality roll for the strength of the feeling that he takes from your support.
Wow, it's not much. But with +5, it's a 7.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Well, it's all up to you, Krava. How are you going to support your champion?
I'm going to try to give you a boost of energy and vitality by giving you spare fresh meat pie from Merchant Guild. As well as I'm going to lift up Betsy to give you a good luck kiss on the cheek.
Hey.
Incredible.
Aww.
Okay. Do you want to make that a conviction roll maybe? Or did you have something else in mind?
Happy with conviction or vitality?
Let's do... I feel like for a meat pie and a smooch, let's go with conviction.
Okay.
A little miniature cow smooch.
Okay. 16?
All right, 16. Yeah, you know what? It's a tough battle because you guys are rusty a little bit. You've been under this beige apathagia for so long that it's tough to get back into the game. But with the support of the people, and not just you, but also the citizens who you were able to break out of their apathy over the course of your journeys through the different factions, Sir Reynard, the Dragonborn champion, goes head to head with Somnus the dragon, and scythe in one hand, longsword in another, because he's a Dragonborn and he's really strong and he can wield a longsword with one hand. Don't at me about it. He fights Somnus the dragon, the glow of a little miniature ox kiss on his cheek, powering him forward, the memory of the dance in his mind, and at the very last minute, when he is about to take out Somnus, he spits that anise candy right into the Somnus's mouth, and the dragon is so grossed out by it that his eyes close right as Sir Reynard strikes the final battle strike against the dragon. The dragon lets out one final thunderous roar and collapses onto the swirling sands of the Columbora Basin. What remains of the beige glow of his magic evaporates from around you like mist in the sunlight, leaving clear blue skies over the city of Corliac. And for the first time in 3 decades, laughter and cheers and the sounds of joy ring out from the city as every faction is freed from the apathagia. With your help, the people of this city have proven that hope is never lost as long as the people can find their voice.
Woo! Awesome!
Amazing!
And I had one more thing. I was going to say that Sharaticus, one thing that you notice after Somnus has been defeated is that there are these 4 sandstone statues standing outside of the dragon's lair. At first you thought they were only decorative, but once there is no longer a dragon in between you and the statues, and you're able to more clearly investigate, you realize that these are the champions from 31 years ago, the ones who never had a chance to be elected, and one of them is your father.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He seems to be held in some kind of beige stasis, but as you reach out your hand to touch his shoulder, the sand falls away, and underneath, your father is slowly coming back to consciousness after the apathagia has been cured.
Oh my gosh, father.
I pick his pocket.
And on that note, I think we will say this has been Democracy and Dragons. Thank you all so much for joining us on this adventure. I just hope that this will help everybody remember to choose your real life champion this November for all of your local offices. You can't let the apathagia get you.
Oh my gosh, you guys, you are amazing, all of you. That was amazing. We're laughing so hard over here. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for the reminder to please make sure that you vote in all the elections, every time. The local ones are so important. Democracy is from the bottom up and the top down, but mostly the bottom up. So, you know, bottoms up, drink them if you got them. And thank you guys so much for doing this. If you have questions or need any assistance, we are at nerdsvote.com. You can also reach us at nerdsvote@gmail.com. You can go on the website and make sure that you follow all of these lovely people. Really quickly, let's just go through. Anna, where can we find you?
Brizzy Voices everywhere. Not TikTok.
Vanessa?
I go with the Instagram, Vanessa Marshall 1138. That's the same as my Twitch, and that's where I have more fun.
Awesome. Mary?
Well, I'm still on Twitter at Mary E. McGlynn, but mostly I'm on TikTok at Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, lots of silly scuba stuff, and Instagram, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn as well. So come play.
Julie?
Julie _Nathanson, still on the Twitters and Instagram. That's pretty much it. I'm on Blue Sky occasionally, but I tend to forget that it exists. So sorry, Blue Sky.
And Todd?
Todd Stashwick on X and T Stashwick on Instagram. That's all.
And the lovely Ginny?
It's Ginny D in most places. Ginny with a G and D with a D-I, not just the letter. It's confusing. I picked it a long time ago.
Awesome. Thank you guys. We are Nerds Vote across all platforms except Facebook. If you do Facebook, it's Nerds Vote USA. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for doing this. We love you. Every election, every time.
Vote, 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 vote.
Thank you, everybody.